Alright, it turns out that if we want to form new ideas, our neurons have to create new connections. And in order for that to happen, we need some amount of chaos, because that's basically at the neurological level what causes those new connections to arise. And this chaos happens in intervals in the brain, as neuroscientists have found. And basically there are states in which our brain cells fire out of sync, and states when they fire in large clusters at the same frequency. So what is interesting is that studies have shown that a correlation between the length of the spells of chaos in a person's brain and that person's intelligence, which basically seems to suggest that a person which has more chaos in those cycles is also more intelligent, maybe because that person's brain is able to form new connections faster or more easy. That's very interesting. I recommend you read that part of the book. And the next point, oh yeah, a big part of creativity turns out to be to basically reuse old concepts. In evolutionary biology, there is a trait which is called exaptation, and that means basically that old things which were developed for another reason are casually used later on for something completely different. One example are feeders. Feeders were evolved to regulate the temperature, and today birds use them to fly. So they have a different main function, although they still also keep birds warm, but they mainly use them to fly. So that's one case of exaptation. And Johannes Gutenberg used the concept of a 1000 years old invention, the wine screw press, to create the world's first printing press. That's another example. And what I also found very interesting is that's mentioned in the book Smarter, Faster, Better. There was a study about creative papers, where they basically found that the most creative papers were those who combined the most prior information, but gave that information a different angle and combined existing concepts with unusual connections and combinations. So basically they collected the most amount of prior data and combined that data in interesting new ways. And that's also one example of how creativity depends on giving new expressions to old ideas. Okay, that's all for this book. Definitely check that book out. One of the best books I've encountered this year. See you next time.